It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A retired Hamilton firefighter has revealed how he and his colleagues used to allow children to run through firefighting foam containing PFAS chemicals at Christmas time, unaware of the potential danger. Jeff Zipper, who was diagnosed with bladder cancer in 2006, has told the Herald it was a regular Christmas tradition at the former Belford Street fire station, saying children loved it because it looked like snow. Many of the 69-year-old's former colleagues have since been diagnosed with cancer. It's since been revealed tests in soil and groundwater at the site have shown PFAS levels 100 times above the health guidelines. The number of four-wheel drives descending on 9 Mile Beach over the long weekend has the local wetland authority worried. Hundreds of vehicles took to the strip between Blacksmiths and Redhead over the weekend, prompting concerns about environmental damage. It's prompted the Belmont Wetland State Park Board to consider conducting a review into how it manages the coastal strip, which could see restrictions imposed on how many vehicles are allowed on the sand at any one time. Aussie Farms could soon be held accountable for the work of activists who use its online farm locator to campaign or damage local farms. As part of a Legislative Council Select Committee, Parliamentary Secretary for the Hunter, Scott MacDonald, advocated for a legislation change to see trespass offences extended to organisation heads whose work supports activists. He says a number of Hunter and Central Coast farms are identified on the Aussie Farms website.
Really does hit home that people are being targeted, but I just don't want to hold the people who do the criminal activity accountable. I want to hold the people who plan it and finance it and put up these websites. They must be just as liable and just as accountable for the damage and the biosecurity risks that they bring on these farms.
The government's response to the committee's recommendations is due by the end of next month. Port Stephens Mayor Ryan Palmer says a proposed rate rise will be used to fast-track hundreds of projects across the Shire. Council last night voted to formally apply for a 7.5% increase per year over 7 years. Labor councillor Giacomo Arnott has previously spoken out against any rate rise, saying many residents won't be able to afford the hike. However, Mayor Ryan Palmer says council is also proposing a rates assistance program to help those who may be financially vulnerable. Residents of the Maitland suburb of Farley are banding together to stop a proposed crematorium being built in their village. There are concerns the facility will pose a health risk for residents of the surrounding area, with crematoriums linked to emissions of dioxins and mercury. Locals feel blindsided by the proposal, which was made public over the holiday period, and feel they haven't been given enough time to ensure the whole community gets a say. Community Action Group member Jeff Bright says they'll do everything they can to get the word out before submissions close on February 12.
There'll be follow-up meetings. There is a page on Facebook where you can join a petition. There are a few hundred names on that already. People are just unaware, and we now have about 2 weeks. And if we don't get it done in 2 weeks, that'll be the closing date.
Singleton Council is furious over a spate of mindless vandalism in the Shire. Hoons tore up the playing surface at Cook Park over the long weekend, leaving a damage bill into the thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, graffiti was sprayed over facilities at Riverside Park and sprinklers were damaged. Anyone with information about those responsible is urged to contact Singleton Police.
2NURFM Sport.
The Newcastle Jets have a short turnaround for the upcoming game against Western Sydney this Friday at ANZ Stadium. The Jets still sit 11 points outside a finals place, with every game now a must-win for the side, looking to achieve back-to-back finals appearances. The side will follow up their game against the Wanderers with a Wednesday night game against Wellington in a week's time. The Heritage Cup kicks off this weekend with 9 football sides from across the Hunter involved in the 3rd edition of the pre-season tournament. New additions Minmi Wanderers and Merriweather Advance will face tough tests against Lake Macquarie and Western respectively in their opening fixtures. Reigning NPL minor premiers Edgeworth go into the tournament as favourites and will come up against New Lambton and Wallsend in their opening group games. And the Hunter Hurricanes water polo side have picked up another star player heading into their season starting this weekend. Goalkeeper Kelsey Wakefield joins the squad, having represented Australia at the Rio Olympics. Wakefield will line up alongside former Olympic teammate Jane Moran and US star Rachel Fattel, who claimed gold at the 2016 Games. And the winning numbers in Oz Lotto are 22, 38, 27, 26, 35, 4 and 19, and the supplementaries are 25 and 36. 2NURFM News Time, 25 to 9.